Wireless shit show, 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 wireless shit show. It's Dark Matter and Gil Kintaro. Wireless shit show, 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 wireless shit show. It's Dark Matter and Gil Kintaro. Alright, 3, 2, 1. Fucking hate you guys.
Wait, no, do it again. I missed it. 3. Are we clapping on 1 or 3, 2, 1, then clap?
3, 2, 1.
3.
What?
2,
We clap on 1.
1.
Yeah. This fucking sucks, man. What is up, everybody? It's been a minute. It's been a ages since the last time we've broadcasted.
Well, first off, nice hat.
I'm rocking the whole youth outfit today. See?
Oh. Very nice, very nice.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, Dark Matter got me this, and this is a shirt they got for presenting at SaintCon. So SaintCon has become one of my top 5 favorite conferences. And
well, if you keep on getting gear 1 year later, I would also like it.
No, this is the speaker thing. You didn't get one?
Yeah, I got one. Yeah,
that's what I thought.
But Dark Matter didn't give me a cap.
Oh no, this is from a long time ago. This was just Dark Matter showing off. I got to hang out at the Red Bull Rampage.
But didn't Dark Matter visit you?
He did. Yeah, it's been crazy. So the last time we got together, it was over a month ago, and then since then, Dark Matter, you were in Taiwan with Apex Storage.
Yes.
And then
I got to go to Taiwan and chill in a booth with Faizan. Shout out Faizan.
And then that weekend you dropped by and we hung out for about a weekend. Which was ridiculous.
What did you do?
It was a marathon of hangout.
We crossed the Rainbow Bridge walking together.
It was very sweet.
It was June, so it was Pride Month. So we figured, as the Wireless Shit Show, we should celebrate Pride Month by crossing the Rainbow Bridge together.
Yeah.
Rainbow Shit Show Parade.
Yes.
Wow. I get associations now. You can't believe it.
So we did that. It was a hot, steamy day.
With a beautiful background.
Yes. And it's been crazy because ever since then, every week, somebody that I know is in Tokyo visiting. All like here for like a week or for like 5 days or 7 days, and none of them overlap. And they're like, "Oh, let's hang out together." I was like, "Dude, I just finished one," and I'm not just like, I got work, I got life, I got, and I'm like, I would love to, but I'm DEFCON out without going to DEFCON. I'm just like,
I saw all the people that I need to see at DEFCON. I don't even need to go.
And there's still more people coming. It's like, "Oh, I'm gonna swing by. I'm gonna be in Tokyo before DEFCON." I'm like, this is gonna continue for a while.
Everybody comes to visit you because they love you.
No, it's because the yen is so fucking weak and Japan is cheap to swing by. So,
and a 2.5 hour plane flight to go see Kintaro is absolutely worth it whenever you have the opportunity. Just throwing it out there. If you're within 2.5 hours,
that's a lot of places. So, but anyway,
or 10 hours doesn't matter. Just pop
yeah,
on.
or 10. Yeah, just
that fucking Iceman comes to the city, doesn't tell me he's in the city, and then he just leaves. Fucking jerk.
He's just trying to be polite. That's all.
Yeah, I know. I appreciate
respecting
it.
your, you said if I'm cutting close, I'm gonna
no.
Go
so
unlike me, I'm like, I need to be picked up at the airport at this time. I need a car. I need you to give me a place to stay.
But that's because you're a rock star prima donna.
Yes, very much,
Such
very
a rock
much.
star behavior.
Oh boy.
And then, like, on top of all of that, the rain season hit Tokyo hard this year, and there's a landslide behind my house. Good news is that the city decided to fix it before the next storm comes. So they'll be working on it next week, except for the fact that we're expecting a storm this weekend. So, now, my house is not directly in the path of where there was a landslide. It was a small landslide. Backyard of our house, took the fence and the wall, I don't know what you call it, but there's a wall by the river. There's a river and then there's a wall and that whole wall collapsed, and the ground underneath it just fell into the river.
Yeah.
I don't think my house is in danger yet, if they can fix it before it becomes a big issue. But yeah, so it's been a hell of a couple of weeks. Iceman before the recording mentioned that I've been extra grumpy, and I'm like, there's just a lot of life happening in the last couple of weeks.
Dude, there has been a lot of life happening.
So that's my quick update. Hey, Mike, how's your mountain biking going?
Actually, we have an update.
Oh. For those who don't know, tell them the story, Mike.
All right. The quick of it is I was up in near Salt Lake and had my car parked. My mountain bike, I have a Specialized stump jumper, was on the back of my car. Middle of the night, I went to bed. I got out of the car at like 1:30 a.m. So it was between 1:30 a.m. and like 7 a.m. I got up to work. My bike was gone. As I was about to go to Helena, Montana to go ride mountain bikes for the 4th of July. So, yeah, look, I was like, what the hell? Filed a police report, did all the things, and then was pretty pissed that my bike got stolen. So, yeah, super bummed about that. But, have an update. I got my bike back.
Oh, cool. They found it?
Yeah, so it turns out having a salmon pink bike with green pedals is a great thing to do if it gets stolen, because it's really easy to spot. Somebody was riding it down the street in Salt Lake in the middle of the night, and it arose some suspicion, and the officers found the bike. They were able to apprehend the suspect, and about a week later I was able to get my bike back. And it's got a weird bike lock on it that still haven't picked yet. I need to work on my lock picking with that, and I still need to do it once through to make sure everything's okay on it. But...
So at SaintCon there will be a unlock Dark Matter's bike CTF now.
yeah, I'll bring the bike lock. I'll bring my bike with a bike lock.
In the lock picking village. Like,
freaking nuts. It was crazy. And there was like cameras and stuff everywhere, and it must have been a ninja, because no cameras caught the person. Like, yeah, it was just riding the bike down the street with green pedals. So pro tip, don't steal a flashy bike.
No, pro tip, buy a flashy bike.
Oh, right. Noted.
So maybe you should add a tracker on it, so next time you know.
Well, that's what Punk was saying. Punk's like, hey, with all the crap you have, why don't you have like some kind of a tracker on it? And
I know, right?
Oh, yeah. Shit, I never really thought about that, because it's like my mountain bike is like for the mountains, and it's like, who would steal a mountain bike? And never really thought of it as like
Everybody does. I once had a bike stolen while I was looking at my own bike.
Oh, jeez.
I heard a commotion outside my apartment when I was back in the U.S. I looked through the little, peephole from the door, and there's a dude carrying my bike off, and I'm like, the fuck? I open up the door, and he's like, yo, that's my bike, and he just like looks at me and runs with it, and I'm like, leave the fucking bike alone. He just drops it and takes off. So.
Yeah, I feel bad for all the people who have gotten bikes stolen and haven't gotten them back, dude. It's the worst feeling in the world. Like, you're just like, oh fuck, my bike's gone, and then it like takes a minute to sink in, and you're like, fuck. And then my bike, it was like $3,000, so it's like, fuck.
Well, now it's back, so.
Yeah, I mean, I'm stoked. I freaking got hell lucky.
But is that like hooking up with your ex-girlfriend again? Soiled? You feel it's soiled now that someone else wrote it for a while, and now it's back, and now you share saddles and
all the settings.
Well, I hadn't thought of it that way, so now I'm gonna have to definitely go through it a little bit more.
You gotta have
mentally painting a picture for you now.
Disinfect the bike a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Iceman, you've been busy with your channel. I've seen a lot of reaction videos and whatnot coming through your channel.
Yeah, I'm doing that shit. Yeah, I started a new concept of asking if people would see me to do some reaction videos about talks. I'm like,
wait, I don't want to drag up an old conversation we had, but weren't you the guy who told me, like, I hate people who make reaction videos of other people's videos. I fucking hate it.
It's fucking true. I'm like, it's boring as fuck. I don't know why. I can't believe why people want to watch me watching a talk.
Well,
I mean, to be fair, that I would like to watch you react to some things, but maybe not the things that you're reacting to.
Oh.
Ooh.
I was also, it's not that, well, I haven't been always doing that. I've been doing, I'm fully busy, right? You know, the SaintCon village thing, the community there is going on, so.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
hey,
I'm doing
tell us
all
what's
the
happening
ID.
there, man. So you officially got the word
Yeah.
back from SaintCon.
Yeah. I got, so we haven't talked here for a month now. So yeah, so SaintCon is like, accepted the village thing. So I'm taking over from Logan, who did last year, which is a great, awesome guy. So now I hooked up with one of the people in the RF village, Gobo or Matt, and we're doing this RFID capture the flag thing. So it's going to be it's a real hard challenge from super easy to really hard ones. And if you manage to do all of them, you know, you got street cred and you got my respect.
Nice, very nice.
With that said, you're not going to do it. That's the end of the story.
So those challenges will be solvable with a flipper and the Iceman firmware, right?
Yeah, fuck you. Especially you. Fuck you.
There's going to be an updated version at SaintCon, so come to SaintCon. Get your tickets now.
No. There's a launch party at the Link Saturday night at DEFCON.
Oh.
You have to bring your flipper for admission.
Hold on, let me get Defcon Parties to tweet this
going
out.
on and saying stupid things like, you know, there's going to be one challenge that's only available if you have Iceman firmware on it. Like, fuck you. Anyway, so that's one.
You know what?
Hey, how does it feel? How does it feel? Pineapple, Iceman firmware. I mean, a cactus, pineapple firmware. God, I can't even fucking talk today.
Pineapple firmware. Next up, the Iceman firmware for the Wi-Fi pineapple is coming.
It'll be a collaboration between Kintaro and Iceman.
That was awesome, though. It's awesome, and I'm grateful for it. It's going to be great. Then another thing happened. Actually, I was interviewed by. I was unfaithful to you guys, so I was on Paul Asadorian's podcast weekly. That was fun as well. Yeah, I don't know. When did we have this?
Is that live already?
Yeah, that's live. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Dark Matter has been traveling a lot. I've been getting my ass kicked by life in the last couple of months. So Iceman was left hanging. It's like, hey guys, I think we should do a podcast before DEFCON. I'm like, yeah, let's do one. And then shit happens. I'm like,
Can you believe it's the 15th already? Where did this year go?
I know, right?
I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
I said it before, and I'll say it again. 2024, I'm done with it.
Already?
So
I don't get it. This is a perfect year. I mean, it's super many things that are happening, man. It's just fucking awesome.
No, it's not. It sucks donkey ass juice.
Are you coming to DEFCON? That's my biggest question.
No, it's been like I said, it's been a challenging year, both personally, professionally, and I don't know, life in general. But I didn't want to. That's the negative stuff. DEFCON is coming up on us. It looks like the floor map was just announced. I saw a tweet about it. It looks kind of awesome. You know, narrow path with everything in one room. Looks kind of fun. Also, before that, this weekend, the World Wide Wardrive is back on again. So
here we go.
For those who don't know, if you don't know, why are you here? But there's the war driving competition, part of the RFCTF usually. Although we don't know until the RFCTF kicks off how much the points of the wireless village war driving contest will be weighed upon against the overall score. It used to be a week long. They have cut it down to 60 hours this year. I planned to retire last year. Then I saw it was 60 hours. I'm like, well, 60 hours I can do because, with all the things that were happening in my life, I was like, I don't think I can dedicate a whole week of war walking, war running, with everything happening around my life. But 60 hours. I talked to my family, and they're like, "You're gonna be gone for a weekend. What's new?" You know, good point. Very good point. I'll be back one more year to participate. We have, as of this recording, we have 6 days, 15 hours, and 49 minutes to go till it starts. Right, so it starts on the 19th and ends on the 22nd. We have 54 entries so far. A lot of old names, a lot of new names. This is going to be another hell of a year of competition. Looking at everybody's starting quad, there are some people with very aggressive sizes and starting quad sizes. Should be fun.
And rigs. Oh my gosh. Have you seen some of the rigs that people have been putting out?
Yeah.
Like actually shrink wrapped, properly fused, set up.
But then
looking at you, G7 UOD.
Then there's always Oifax, who brings his redneck setup, just like strapping a bunch of Raspberry Pis on the back of a truck, you know, throwing one of those horse leg sawing beds, you know, just like duct tape to it, and it's like, this is my thing. Should be fun. Should be a good competition this year again. Hopefully, may the best war driver, war walker, war rider win, you know. But stay safe, have fun. I don't see your name on this list, Dark Matter. Are you not participating again?
We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. There is a lot going on. Got lots of things getting ready for Black Hat. Got lots of things getting ready for DEFCON. Speaking of which, at DEFCON, with the DEFCON Groups Village, we're hosting a classic Quake 3 Arena CTF. I think I announced that last time.
Right.
But yeah, actually the logistics are going forward. So we've got our space and figured out how we're going to put things together. So I think we're pretty close on that. So hopefully distract some people with some good old fashioned Quake 3 Arena from way back.
Hey, Iceman, you mentioned that you looked at the schedule and there were a couple of interesting RFID talks, you said?
Oh, yeah, damn. DEFCON has a strong lineups, and yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be the Unsafok team, the one who hacked all the Dormakaba door locks. Yeah, that's going to be awesome talk to hear. Jan and Leonard. And then the good old Nick, Aaron, and Babak is doing a talk about HID I-Class SE things, recovering the key to the kingdoms. So yeah, that's gonna be related. I think it's related to
those are the main track talks, right? That you're talking about.
Yeah, this is 2 main tracks. Yeah, of course. And then it's another I-Class talk and main tracks. And then on the village, I think there is about 1 or 2 as well. I've looked at that one. Our village, I don't think they have.
Yeah, I don't think they've announced. Yeah.
For our ID perspective, it's going to be really fun.
Yeah. The one talk that I did want to give a shout out to is the Woody is giving a main stage talk this year about hacking the GoTenna device. Woody has been working on it for years, I know of, so congratulations, Woody. Friend of the show, has been on a couple times, you know. And
dude, Woody's awesome.
Woody's one of those people that I am happy to be a friend of and not my enemy. I think the interesting thing is that I like having wireless talks back on the main stage, because there were a couple of years where there was no wireless talks. It was just 0 day and, you know, I don't know, whatever, not wireless related. And I think, you know, given the environment we're in right now, I think there should be at least 1 or 2 wireless talks. But, you know, apparently this year we have a couple, so that's a good thing, I think.
Well, you could consider Sammy Kankar's talk about reading wireless remote reading or listening into conversations using laser. That could be considered to be wireless.
It's lacking wires.
No, no. Yeah. And the reason why I say this is because, you know, if you spend time in the wireless village, or sorry, the RF village now. Wait, right? Ooh. It's the RF village now, right? It's not the wireless.
Yes.
So the RF village, you just see a lot of radio talks, and that's interesting for radio nerds. But I think exposing other people who have interest in security into RF or wireless or, you know, anything radio, I think that drives a new kind of exposure.
Yeah, I totally agree. There was also this conversation about, I remember on RF Village, is that people are very loyal. So they want to just do talk there. I do prefer to do a village talk in that sense if I'm going to do something. The whole thing, main stage, that you want to do it for, clout or experience or show off. I don't know. It's never been really my thing, but we're all different. So that's why I'm really excited and happy for Woody, because he was one of those who's always did the talks at the village, and now he actually took the steps up and going for a main talk,
right.
which is completely different beast.
I mean, yeah, there's only one person in the three of us who has done a main track talk, I think, and that would be the rock star.
Who did that?
I don't know, but I remember a couple of assholes in the front row chugging shit at him while he was giving a talk.
And I also remember that I couldn't have done it without my amazing graphic artist.
I have a DEFCON speaker badge, but mine wasn't. They had like a late night talk thing. Like it wasn't the main track, but it was like a fireside chat in a room kind of thing. But it was like you could give a talk about whatever you found interesting but you still had
like this war stories now, or whatever you call it.
War stories, yeah. It was like that. It was like a
precursor of War Stories.
Yeah.
War Stories is an actual track now. No. I think Fireside Talks is what it was called.
I don't remember what it was called, but yeah. So I did that, and that's how I got my DEFCON speaker badge. I often say giving a talk is nerve-wracking, but it is one of the best ways to find people, like-minded people. So for all the first-time DEFCON speakers, congratulations. Your hard work, I'm sure, is going to be rewarded as an experience giving a talk at DEFCON.
Absolutely.
Iceman,
do you have a official DEFCON speaker badge?
Official DEFCON? No, I didn't get one. The time I was on the main stage was a virtual one, so I never got to do that. That's the closest I've come to main stage. Otherwise, I have a village speaker badge. Did those a couple of times. So that's how I get my badge. Do a village talk. That's how you get entry to a conference.
Or you can actually purchase a ticket, you cheap bastard.
You mean $480?
Yeah, that's a bit hefty.
Hey, as you're saying that, people are like, "Oh, well, I just spent $12.50 for my black hat badge."
Yeah, but that's easy. I mean,
I think it's actually more than that.
I think it is more than that. I think it's like 2,400 or something, right?
If you do trainings, I mean, you could be over $5,000.
Right. Yeah.
It's going to be another talk, though. I know Sebastian Dudek is Penthert's guy. He's doing more things. He's doing a talk at the village. I saw that one. I know that Adam Foster's doing a talk actually in the village. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of interesting people doing talks this year. So I mean, if you're not having ticket for DEFCON, sad for you guys, but it's going to be a really good one. I think the talk is going to be nice, but I don't know how it is with you guys, but I hang out more with people, and then I say I'm going to attend the talks, and then I end up watching them later, when I get back home on YouTube.
Right.
Yeah, I used to spend a lot of time not going to talks because they are recorded. You can watch them. There are some, though, that I do like to attend and be there because sometimes you miss the opportunity to engage with the speaker, right?
And here's the thing. A lot of people say don't go to the talks because they get recorded. I think you have to strike a balance there, right? I mean, you should go to the talks to support the speakers that you are either fan of or you're friends with or you're interested in, because one, you get to know them or you get to hear their story. And a lot of the speakers have put in a lot of work to get past the CFP, their research and whatnot. And I think if the talks didn't matter, then, why have a CFP? Why have talks, right? And I think, and even as a con organizer myself, right, when I was doing that, is like, I always thought that if you are really interested in the talk, you should go to the talk. Like you said, you get to engage with the speaker, but you also get to engage with others in the talk, right?
Right. Well, how else would you be able to, sit in the front row and throw lemons at El Cantaro going live, And it's going to be forever shown, on this recording. And yes.
Yeah.
How else are you going to get it?
There's various levels, right? When your friend is on stage, You're there to support and heckle him, right? If it's somebody you want to know, then you should go up to them afterwards and say, hey, I'm interested in what you did, right? That's how I ended up being friends with Dark Matter. I was like, I saw his project and I was like, well, I'm gonna go see it.
Are you guys friends?
No, we're just acquaintances. But
I heard Mike's paying me.
But no, I mean, you never know, right? You never know. And Chris Rock and I became friends because of his talk. There's always a good reason to go to a talk. Now, if you have absolutely no interest in the talk, should you sit in the talk? No, you should go do something more interesting that interests you. That's DEFCON, what DEFCON should be about.
And there's a fire hose of things that you could be interested in.
Right. So you should pick and choose. And then there are times where I'm with Iceman in a sense that hanging out is a little bit more important than the talks, maybe. But you should go to the talks. But if you're in a really interesting group chat or a conversation with somebody in the hallway, do not skip that to go to a talk, right?
I still remember the first time I went to DEFCON 2018. And there was this crazy Japanese person who was not a Japanese, apparently. Turns out he's from Holland. And he was standing there. That's the Foxmog dude. And I had no clue at all, because to me, when I got there to DEFCON, because I'd not been to the American, I never did the talker scene, anything like that. It was completely bananas, 30,000 attendees, and it is subcultures, the groups, the talks, everybody knowing who is who, what.
Uh-oh. Are you cutting out?
Yeah, he is cutting out.
Oh, no. That was like, just get to the thoughtful part.
No. Is it good? Is it bad? Oh, we're back.
It's better now.
Repeat
You're back.
The last, 30 seconds.
Yeah.
My internet connection is unstable. Fuck it. Okay. Yeah, well, anyway, so I have to cut this out then. So I get this crazy person, El Cantaro. It's like, who the fuck is he? It's like, and everybody, that's El Cantaro, it's magical. It's like, it's always his names that get drops everywhere, from our village, everybody's dropping names. It's always name dropping. It's not Dark Matter, it's El Cantaro. And I'm like, I didn't know anyone. I was like, okay. And so go to talks. I don't know which talks to go to, whatever, and I realized that when I'm at DEFCON nowadays, or since the first day, is meeting people, because there's a lot of people that wants to meet me more than I know them, and I get to know people I would like to have seen, because I've seen them online so many times, and then, hey, do you want to butt up for a beer or something like that, and that happens, and I really appreciate that one, and it gave me a much better connection with people, and one of the reasons why we three here is doing this is because of that initial approach and introduction by El Cantaro, actually. So yeah, that was great. It took me several years before I understood that actually he's a decent, nice person.
Not a nice person, but
same thing with Mike. Yeah, it's like, guy. You guys are awesome.
Oh, you're even more awesome.
No, but that's the thing, right? I mean, like DEFCON is just is 30,000 people who are socially awkward. So we have to make an effort to engage in each other, right? I've met so many people walking through the hallways and saying, "Hey, what the fuck is that? Tell me what that is," or "Hey, what's that?" And now, I'm on the other side where people come up to me, it's like, "Oh, I follow you on Twitter, or I follow you on Instagram," and I'm like, "Oh, okay, fine, cool. Tell me a story about you so I get to know you." Then I go, "Oh, by the way, if you are interested in that, you should go talk to this guy or this person or that person." And I don't subscribe to the don't go to the talks. I go to the talks, but also don't skip on interacting with others while you're walking down the hallway, right? My favorite moments at any con. It's like late 3 o'clock, somewhere in the hallway. Somebody is just like doing some weird shit. There are people sleeping in front of the villages, cracking the village CTF,
That's just bananas. People waiting outside to track the foxes. And I'm like, huh?
I make an effort to find the best spot to just sit down and and where I get to meet the most people, just like, because eventually I'll bump into somebody I know or I don't know, or they might
Is that the
bring
circle
somebody.
bar at Link?
I mean, there's anywhere like the Circle Bar at Paris, or the corner of that Mexican joint in the Flamingo, right, where where you go to the left, it's the other hotel, and the right is the Flamingo. I'm like, I found the best spot to hang out here. It's closed now, and there's like nobody there. But like there was a night where me and Yafsek and a whole bunch of other Dutch hackers just ended up taking off 3 or 4 tables, and people just kept coming by, and it was just sat down and talked. I mean, so definitely, those are the most fond memories, of any conference. And
then you mentioned too, like sitting down and like getting a space. Sometimes like you gotta just decompress too. So and that's okay. It's okay to decompress. It's okay to not feel like you need to be out. And there's been years at DEF CON, especially years ago, like especially when I was competing in competitions like Open CTF and doing wireless CTF and some, like your brain just gets drained. And so I would just sit in the hotel room, and maybe I'd work on stuff. Maybe I'd just turn on the TV, watch talks. Maybe I would just do nothing and just turn my brain off. And that's okay. It's okay to just be by yourself and decompress.
Yeah, I mean, there are years that I had, there was too much going on. There was stimulus for my brain to handle. So I just grabbed a couple friends and said, let's just go watch the talks in my room, So we had like a little DEFCON TV room con, I mean,
yep.
But we kept the door open so people could just walk in and walk out, right? I mean,
totally.
And that's even too. But if you do a room con, make sure that you tell others so you're not in the room alone. I mean,
which brings up an interesting point. Yeah, don't be alone. Let people know you're there, because there's definitely people willing to hang out with you and check on you and whatnot. And that's also a thing too, because it can, even though you're with so many people, it can feel lonely sometimes. Or frustrating, especially if you're competing in challenges and not doing great. Or maybe something your demo didn't go great, or something happened, or maybe you're just spent. So that's super valuable.
So basically, Dark Matter, I'm going to see you in DEF CON, and El Cantoro, you better show your ass up there with the latest gadget you built, and then you can say, fuck that shit, I'm going to go running.
Yeah, go DEFCON Run. I mean, every morning, 6 o'clock, I think, is the call. For those who don't know, DEFCON Run is not a organized... it's kind of difficult. It's not a group run in the sense that everybody gets together and runs together. Everybody gets together.
It did the first year. It did the first year, and it was too many people.
Yeah. So they have
to handle.
They have changed it in a way that we get together, and then we start, and then we come back, and we just hang out. So everybody does their own distance, directions. There are KPH and Jesse are working on, and Evan are working on some potential routes. But it's just a good excuse to get out, early in the morning, fun time. People walk it, people run it, people jog it. There are fast people, there are slow people. It doesn't really matter. Just go out and get there. Just get away from everything. And it's unsanctioned by the city or the county. So every morning you get to do crime. So what more DEFCON is there than DEFCON Run? There's going to be a lot of ramping up coming on the social medias, I assume, for everything. It's going to be another crazy month till.
Yeah,
what is the Hackers Summer Camp? What's that?
The DEFCON and Black Hat Summer Camp.
They nickname it Summer Camp.
They nickname it Summer Camp.
Wait, are you messing with
another
us?
one of those, subculture things that, it's like, okay.
So, Mike, you tell the story about summer camp in America.
So usually what parents do is they kick their kids out and send them to summer camp so they don't have to deal with them. So sometimes it's church affiliated, sometimes it's not, sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's awful. Mostly it's awful, but summer camp is a thing that typically happens to youths. I, as a youth, went to scout camp for summer camps multiple times throughout Utah, and then it would be like a week long, maybe 2 weeks long, but it is a American tradition to send your kids off to summer camp. So I believe DEFCON is kind of lovingly considered the hacker summer camp, where the hackers go to Vegas for summer camp.
So instead of the parents, it's the wife and the other family members that go, just go do your thing with your friends. And
Oh, that sounds like an all. That makes sense, because I've seen Jason E Street tweeting about summer camp. I'm like, what is that? Now it makes sense.
Right.
And I also tweeted, man, I haven't been to a pool party yet. And it's like, so which parties to go? Because that's what part of a social experience on this summer camp is, to actually attend some parties.
So
And
maybe we
that's-
can add the DEFCON Parties. Shout out to Serbo
Serbo.
and DEFCON Parties folks.
DEFCON Parties, folks.
Maybe we can add the calendar to the description for the video.
All right.
But they keep track of all the parties, and now is the prime time to start signing up for parties. Some of the parties, especially during Black Hat, they do require a Black Hat badge, and usually you have to go visit the booth. But if you're good at what you do, and this is Hacker Summer Camp, I'm sure that shouldn't be a problem for you. So be creative.
So, Iceman, the official launch party for the firmware at the link.
Yes.
They bring the flipper, and then they get to flash it with the latest version.
We need to make like a banner screen and like get a whole promo and meet the Iceman at the link.
there was
Oh my god, it's double.
Hey, you know
double.
what? Honestly, it feels good to be deflected and not be the Chumbawamba for once. So.
Can we go back to where you were Chumbawamba all the time?
There was one year Jericho had a badge challenge, and if you solved it, there was an invite to a secret party, but the party was never planned. So there was a bunch of people showing up at one location, waiting for the party to happen, and nothing happened.
I've been to some of those that are like that, and then
Yeah.
we end up just sitting down and talking, and somebody will bring out something, and
Yeah.
Well,
There was
to be honest, I think last year...
there was one year a friend of mine was at Black Hat, and his company sent him there and told him like he had to give away a stack of business cards for him to justify the expenses to Black Hat. He's looking at me, he's like I gotta get rid of these business cards. I'm like, I can do that in 5 minutes. He goes, what the fuck are you talking about? So just give me the stack. I give me the stack. I just walk around DEFCON going, hey, solve the crypto and get to the puzzle, get to the party. Secret invite to the party. I started giving up. And like 10 minutes later, the stack was gone. And my friend just looked at me like, well, I got rid of the cards, but I don't think that's the way it was intended. It's like, well, I got rid of the cards.
Problem solved. So last year, I actually got a Whitey Cracker. He was doing a rapper DJ set somewhere, and I hanged out with a bunch of other hackers that said, "Come by and just say this in the door," and I did, and I went there, and there was a pool, and yes, then I actually hit the pool. But I wouldn't call that a DEFCON party. That was like more a private gig, I think, or something like that. But it was cool.
Well, that's usually how they're set up. So it's not. So there are official like DEFCON parties. So there's like in years past, there's like
it was the
parties
black and white
events.
ball.
Yeah, like the black and white ball. There's just a bunch that they've got at DEFCON. Like then they've had different rooms. Like there was the blanket fort party, and like basically they put out a call for parties, and then people can just come up with ideas to throw their own party at DEFCON. And then there's also like the vendor sponsored ones, which are like typically during Black Hat, but they also exist during DEFCON 2. And so it's kind of like you've got a bunch. And then after DEFCON's over, there's the Telefreak party, which you have to solve the Telefreak challenge. And then so that's usually on Sunday night, so the night after DEFCON. So, and then, so there's just like a ton of different parties. And from years to years, it's been different levels. Like there was the Ninja Party for years, which had insane challenges, insane invites, and they like rented entire hotels to throw the party. And it was super exclusive and had a bunch of stuff to get into it. And then there's been stuff like that's just open door. You just walk in like the black and white ball, and it's like, you go hang out, everyone's welcome, and it's like big amount of parties. I remember years and years ago, my first DEFCON in 2000, I went to, they had just a dance floor and a DJ, and there was literally like 7 of us dancing on the dance floor.
Oh,
It was awesome. It was freaking hilarious.
There's a lot of different levels of different parties, and some parties are more open than others. Some are exclusive, but don't be offended by the exclusivity of it. It is that's just a bunch of people who want to get together on their own, and just like any other thing, right? So I mean, it's the same for some of the black hat parties. I never was a big party person, so I rather sit on a
really.
no. By a table in the hallway and just talk to other people. It's like, but
why do I feel that this is a rewrite of history?
It's not. I can confirm this. Ever since I've known Guitaro, he'll be standing outside the venue. He may come in for like 2 minutes, but then he kind of like he'll like round people up, and then they'll be standing in the hallway outside of it. Yep.
Just like that.
For sure.
It is one of those American culture things that I never got into. They're like, oh, let's go to a house party. I'm like, all right, I'll go, and then I would just end up sitting in the yard talking to somebody who I find interesting. Just like.
I would recommend for people that do want to go to parties. I'm the opposite. I'm absolutely the one that wants to go to all the parties. I love the venues. I love the music. I love the DJs. Like I am. Like I go to see DJs like in my own free time. It's fun. It's fun being able to party with all your friends. Like there's been many a year I've stood up on top of tables and danced. Yes, there's video of me dancing on tables at different DEFCON parties. So I have a damn good time. It's fun to just like cut loose and have fun and just who cares? Like have fun. But the big thing I would say is remember your earplugs, and if you really want to have a conversation with someone, pull them out in the hall to go have the conversation, because you're going to be screaming that conversation, and it's Tuesday of Black Hat, and you still have 5 more days in Vegas, and by the time you get to Saturday or Sunday, you're going to be like, I can't my voices.
So the one thing, one advice, if this is your first DEF CON or whatever, stay safe, because it's still 30,000 people there, so shit can go wrong, and often every year there is some shit that goes wrong, so, but stay safe,
Sounds cool. Sounds good. Yeah, I think I.
So I'll take you to all the parties, Iceman. You can come partying with me. We're gonna rave. Animal. We're gonna rave.
I'm a machine.
A dance machine.
I'm trying to party all in.
Anyway,
yes, because Mike, you have something special coming up after DEFCON, don't you? In Vegas.
In Vegas, nonetheless. Oh yeah, getting married in Vegas.
Do I need to edit this out, or do I need to leave it? Or just leave it in?
Yeah, you just leave it in.
All right.
Yeah, that's fine.
So the everybody who watches the stream is invited to the wedding. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, sure.
You have to bring a flipper with the QR code.
We may not have room at the end for everyone, but I'm sure we can figure out.
Yeah,
this is gonna be accommodate.
This is gonna go down like one of those Facebook things that people post, like they set the settings wrong and they invited everybody to the party, and like 4,000 people show.
Oh, that happened to a friend of mine actually recently. His kid posted a thing on Facebook, to just the general Facebook, and like random people were showing up, and they're like, "How do you know my kid?" Oh, I know. I just saw the invite. It's like, this is a children's party. Like these are teenagers. Like
I know. That's why I'm here, man. I know. That's.
Yeah, you got to be careful out there, folks. Got to be careful out there.
Otherwise, but take your bike.
Yeah, they'll take your bike. They'll come to your party and they'll take your bike. And then your party won't be a party anymore.
All right, I think that's enough. I got enough for a show.
I'm so happy we all get together and make a video again. Yay!
Like I said, sorry everybody. Life, but.
No, man, mine's been fucking crazy. Like yesterday coming back, I was like, oh, I could film last night at like 8 p.m. or 2000 at 20 o'clock, and fucking popped a tire. Caught some metal shard and popped a tire on the drive, and so now I got to go to the repair shop today. I've got fucking...
It is 1 o'clock here, guys, so for me, I gotta go to bed.
Go to bed.
Thanks,
Thank
everybody.
you guys for being flexible with your times.
Stay safe at
Appreciate you
DEFCON.
guys.
Good luck to all the war drivers, war walkers, war driving. We'll see who wins this year and can dethrone Grimace.
It's definitely not going to be me. I'm not even put anything out there because I have 22 orange pies that I have to flash today and this week. Full-time day job is in full swing because things got shifted. So definitely not going to be me.
Look, I don't want to be... I want to close out on a positive note, but at the same time, I can't let that one slip. It never was you for the World Wide Wardrive.
That's fair. That's fair.
Ooh, that's dark.
you,
matter.
you know what's going to happen? Iceman is going to beat everybody, right?
That would be dope. He's going to come out. He's going to be the dark horse that
You know, when that
defends
flipper
my
phone comes
honor.
out, it's gonna register everything and send anonymously to there on my account. I'm gonna have like 500,000 flippers out there just registering my stuff. Yeah. About domination. I don't know why I get this shit from.
Hey, everybody, so stay safe, have fun,
safe.
be kind to each
Love
other.
you.
We love you.
Take care out there.